Welcome back, everybody, to the Canada Specialist Program webinar series. Our first update today is with Josephine from Via Rail, joining us from Vancouver. Josephine, please take it away.
Thank you. Thank you. And hello, everybody, again. So Via Rail, as some of you are probably familiar, is Canada's national railroad system, and we go right across the country on a year-round basis. The route here in red is called the Canadian route from Toronto to Vancouver or vice versa. And this is the route that our UK market sells the most of, and it's the one that we're going to talk about today. I do only have 12 minutes, so we're really going to actually focus on the Vancouver to Jasper route, because with this train journey, we can combine it with the Yukon also for a journey called Yukon via Jasper. Sorry, 8 a.m. I've only had one cup of coffee so far, so that's it. But the Canadian also is what we call a classic train journey. When your clients travel with us, they experience everything on board. They're going to sleep on board in their cabins. They're going to have all their meals in the dining car. They're going to see the great scenery. And this is the little route that I was telling you about. So basically from Vancouver, we leave from Vancouver on a Monday and a Friday at 3 p.m. You enjoy a nice dinner on board, a bon voyage reception upon departure, dinner later on, and then you arrive into Jasper the next day at noon. Jasper, as we all know, a wonderful place to hang out and enjoy the Canadian Rockies, spend some time. So stay a couple days there. Then you would take the shuttle bus into Edmonton to the international airport, and from there fly up to the Yukon, which is about a 2.5-hour flight with Air North or Air Canada, and I believe WestJet is going that way now too. Spend a few days up in the Yukon, and as Stella is going to tell you, lots to do there, lots to enjoy, so 3 to 7 nights. And then you can fly from the Yukon back down to Vancouver, again with Air North or Air Canada or WestJet. So it makes a nice little triangle, basically, and incorporates many different types of scenery, different types of activities, and you get to enjoy that overnight train experience on the Canadian. Scenery that you will see when you are traveling with us, the famous parts, of course, are always the mountains, and we do travel through the mountains always during daylight hours, whether it be a summer trip or a winter trip. So you're always going to see that great vista. We travel along the rivers a lot of the way, which provides excellent scenery also, and the chance to see wildlife along the banks. This is showing our summer train. So as you can see, it's quite long. We're about 28 carriages long in the summertime. And if you look really close, you'll also see that there's several of the glass dome bubbles on the train. So lots of space for your clients to go and enjoy the great scenery. I put this picture in because it's, of course, showing a summer storm coming up. And one thing about being on the train is that you get these incredible skies, incredible sunrises, sunsets, the storms coming in. And often we don't think about that. I've been lucky enough to actually see the Aurora Borealis while I've been traveling on the train at night from my bedroom window. Fall is a great time to travel, and this is representative of the scenery that you would see should you travel with us at this time. And we do travel year-round, as I mentioned, so winter is absolutely magical. The landscape is just covered in white. It's like someone took icing sugar and sprinkled it everywhere. And if you were ever a kid that had one of those snow globes by your bed or on your dresser and you would shake it, if you're sitting up in the glass dome area here when the snowstorm is going on, that's really what it looks and feels like when you're traveling along with us. As you move towards Alberta, lots of clear summer days, even in the wintertime, so you get this great scenery. And there is a chance to see wildlife from the train. In the wintertime, it's going to be more of the ungulates, so the elk, the deer, wolves, you can see in wintertime running across the frozen lakes sometimes. Bears, of course, you can see in spring, summer, and fall, but at this time of the year, they're sleeping like they should be, so you're not going to see them. But you also see a lot of birds. We always forget about that, and that's always really great. So when on board, you, as I mentioned, you have your sleeper cabin. Now, when I say sleeper plus, this means that basically you will have all your meals included in the dining car. You have a bed at night. If you're in a private cabin, then you have your own space to enjoy during the daytime also. And then you have all the social areas and you can participate in all the activities. Every train carriage on the train has the 3 different types. There's the upper and lower berths, which are in yellow here. then the cabins for two, which is the most popular product that you guys sell also in the UK market, and then cabins for one, which are great. And that's actually my favorite cabin to travel in because you stay right beside the window, so you get to see the great night sky and the great scenery right from your bed. And the good thing about cabin for one is there's no single supplement surcharge to be an individual person traveling with us. Now, I'm going to go quite quickly through these pictures and what the cabins are like, because this takes a little bit of time to explain. But in the follow-up, I will have for you our Via Rail PDF brochure, and there's very good explanation about these different cabin types at the back. So I would say look that. And also, I know this is being recorded, so you can always have a look back at the presentation here to find out a little bit more about the accommodations. So great place on the train. Of course, there is a shower for you to use. We do have our luxury prestige product also, so a much bigger cabin. The washroom here has its own shower, toilet, and wash basin. And the big difference also is that it's a full double bed as opposed to an upper and a lower bed, okay? But then we move to the public area. So this is actually showing the park car, which is the end carriage on the train. So kind of like the caboose, really. So nice lounge area to sit here and chat with people and look out the windows so you can see the tracks behind you. Then we have the glass dome carriage also, where you can go up and sit. And we also have the lounge area where you can order a drink. Bar is basically open from 11 a.m. till 11 p.m. Now, just going back to this image, the Prestige Park Car. So in the summertime, the back park car and the first, or the glass dome closest to this park car, is exclusive to Prestige guests from 6 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, and also on departure from Vancouver. But after 4 o'clock, the other Sleeper Plus guests, so berth, cabin for one, cabin for two, you can go back and enjoy this space. And in the wintertime, this is shared space between all of the Sleeper Plus guests, okay? Dining car is a big focus of the journey. As you can see, you're seated in parties of 4, so you're going to have a chance to meet other travelers with you. It's set with the china, the linen, the silverware, and it is chefs on board who prepare all of the food. So it's very good. Wonderful big Canadian breakfast, lunch, dinner. Then we have the Skyline car area here, where there is games going on, presentations by our staff, little vignettes, bingo's back on the agenda, which is always fun, Canadian Trivial Pursuit. There's games to play like cards, Yahtzee, Scrabble, and inevitably there is a puzzle going on. So if you like puzzles, that's a great place. As mentioned, the staff do provide some entertainment, and we do things like Canadian beer and wine tasting. So these are posted in the morning on a board, kind of like a cruise on rails, really, is what this experience is. And you can look to see what you want to join in on. Not mandatory, of course. This is not school. So if you don't want to participate, you can go to another part of the train and you can get away from what's happening. So again, sorry, quick presentation, but just to leave you with a few little tips also. Your guests always need to take just a smaller bag to the cabin. The big bags are going to be checked to end destination. As I mentioned, we call it a true train journey because you do sleep on board. You don't go to the hotel at night. Canadians do use our service. It's the National Railroad. So you are going to meet them and you get a chance to chat with them, which is great. You always see the mountains during daylight hours. Prestige Park Car is open to all Sleeper Plus guests in the off-peak winter months. And in winter, it's also available as a one-night purchase. So just some little tips there. And that basically takes me to the end of my presentation. I should mention, of course, that Natalie Smith is our Via Rail representative in the UK. I just did this seminar because I did the Australian one yesterday, so I was all geared up to do this, and I like doing them, so it gives me a chance to say hi to all of you. But for any questions, and you're going to see Natalie at the travel gossip shows, I believe, and throughout the year also. So do know that she is there for you in market also. So thanks, Charlie. That's it for me.
Oh, Josephine, thank you. Short and sweet, but Love it. You're so knowledgeable, know everything about VRL. Love all your stories as well. I'll fit one of those in next time. But I also, love the Northern Lights and everything that you've seen on the train.
Yeah.
Josephine, just to remind us, because obviously we talked about that one night from the Jasper to Vancouver. What about if you're doing the full Canadian, Vancouver to Toronto? How
That
long is
one
that?
is a 4-day, 4-night journey. So a true experience. Yes, exactly. Different scenery along the way. And you're longer with the guests. So this real community develops on board. It's like its own little environment moving along. And it's wonderful. It's very relaxing. You get Wi-Fi when we get to a major city, but not the whole time. So it's a good way to disconnect also.
Yeah, sounds good. And yeah, so that was just the Canadian. Like Josephine said, there's the full rail network. Josephine will send some follow-up information to you guys so you can learn some more. Because yeah, we can never cover it all in these quick
No.
sessions, but it's a good taster. Thank you, Josephine.